And it was really, really close. I feel like MeomaikA ended up winning by just being MeomaikA there. But regardless, we are going to be kicking off our series here on Jagannatha. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player from Vietnam. He is representing Intensity Esports. He is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Indian Zerg player. He is blue, representing Alpha X. It is Demi. Getting 12 pool.
I do have to make a quick apology here. I have mispronounced the player here. It's actually MeomaikA Uwu.
True. God damn it, MeomaikA. I see he's a bit of an anime fan.
To say the least.
To say the least. I think maybe MeomaikA was already taken on NA, and maybe no, you can have multiple.
He had MeomaikA for the longest time.
Yeah, you're right.
He straight up changed it.
Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head. But of course, here we go. So I was really curious how MeomaikA was going to play this out. We have seen MeomaikA go for a pool first on this map specifically, not even to make lings, but just for fast queens. But we do see he is still making those lings.
Yeah, definitely still getting a bit of a faster queen as well, but taking it to the next level, shall we say, when it comes to MeomaikA's early pools.
Exactly, and we'll see if he's able to avoid these overlords, and so far he is. He does skirt around the edge of the vision, and Demi so far has no idea.
None whatsoever. He's going to see a couple of Zerglings move now, but it seems about the standard timing, don't you think?
I mean, it is telling of at least a pull first. At least that much is known. Meanwhile, the lings are heading across the map here. Demi, he still has to finish up his own spawning pool. He actually pulled out of gas.
All right, he just wants to get as many lings out as quickly as possible. Really needs to deal with this early game aggression coming out from MeomaikA. Oh no, the drones!
Yeah.
Almost getting turned down.
Gets one, gets two.
Already a very nice pickup here from MeomaikA. He doesn't need to kill a hatchery as long as he keeps the majority of his lings live. He will be out of this with a net positive. Yeah,
exactly. We'll see how good the drone micro is. I mean, already losing 2 drones is kind of a win for MeomaikA. That hatchery also getting very low.
Yeah, just one round of banelings potentially, or a roach follow-up. Doesn't really take much to take that hatchery down.
Yeah, exactly. And as Demi does successfully defend, he does pull back into gas. You know, we'll have that advantage, especially since MeomaikA, his own gas was incredibly late in comparison. But again, you know, MeomaikA, he got 2 drone kills, forced a bunch of lings, forced a bunch of lost mining time, and MeomaikA is ahead in that worker count.
Yeah, already well worth it here for MeomaikA, and he needs to be ahead in that worker count, because MeomaikA, he ain't stopping with just a 12 pool. If MeomaikA decides to go aggressive early on, he's gonna keep up the aggression throughout the entire game.
Exactly. I love that MeomaikA is doing this off of a 12 pool, right? We talk about it all the time. When you go for an early pool like this, your gas is so delayed. It's so scary to run out into the map without link speed, right? And he's aware of that, so instead he throws down a roach warren, but he did just get scouted.
He did, and we've seen this happen before in the past, like where immediately when MeomaikA gets scouted, he just cancels whatever he was building, gets something else. But he's not being too deceptive this time. He will commit to the roach warren. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to use it though.
Exactly. This is what I love about MeomaikA. You just hit the nail on the head, right? Or MeomaikA goes for tech. He knows that he just got scouted. He's not going to make roaches. He's droning up right now. That's all he's doing, and he forces Demi to build a spine.
The master of deception. And of course, Demi, he has played against this side of MeomaikA before, but you never want to take a chance and have that chance be wrong. Much better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Will keep Demi even further behind than he was already, though, which is why it's so important for him to get the scout off.
Exactly. And again, I just love this from MeomaikA because off of that roach warren, of course, there are no roaches, and on top of that, he's going straight into that lair. But so is Demi.
And we've seen both players do this a lot, like where they both go for the spire plays. Demi, I think, has been sort of king of Mutalisk, at least when it comes to the sort of South Asia, Southeast Asia sort of region.
Yeah. Exactly.
But MeomaikA has been catching up.
He has. They both do enjoy going for their mutas. Demi is a little bit more well known for it. What's a little bit scary is that Demi's still stuck on 2 bases, right? He does have all of his gases. There it is. There is that Spire that we were talking about. But again, MeomaikA will have the superior economy, and due to that, if he does go for his own Spire, he'll be able to outproduce Demi.
But I guess it's going to be a massive if right now. MeomaikA is actually making roaches?
Yeah, interesting. I'm really curious as to what the purpose of this lair was. If he's going to go for roach speed or if he goes for a Nidus. He has 3 queens. He's getting a 4th and 5th queen. So we could see a Nidus here just to send everything across the map. And that is the correct decision because again, Demi is going for mutas. Like you need to just go across the map and end it before those mutas pop out. There it is.
Absolutely. You cannot afford to be taking any drone damage or any excessive drone damage. As I said, the Nidus is now on the way. I'm just keeping my eyes right now on the minimap, looking to see where MeomaikA's vision at.
Yeah, and what's important is Demi scouted this. He has a changeling here in the natural. He saw the Nidus immediately. Spine Forest. Demi knows he will die if he doesn't defend right now, and he needs everything to defend, to hold on. He has no Roach Warren, right? He has just Lings and Queens. Doesn't even have any Banelings. He just has to try and survive. Can he, though?
That's going to be the massive question. He's got a whole ton of spines here by his natural base. And okay, MeomaikA is starting to push out now. So not really going for any backstabs or anything like that. Just using that Nidus to reinforce.
Exactly. I imagine the Roaches are going to show up. Then we're going to Nidus. And there we go. The Nidus is just to send the Queens across the map. A bit of a Polish or Vietnamese subway, if you will. As he does send all of his Queens across the map. The Roaches are here. Mutas are on the way. But again, they're going to be Queens. Not just Queens. They can spread creep. And we can even have some spores.
Not if they get surrounded by the Lings, though. But there's way too many Queens over here. And the Lings do have to back away. Demi does not want to tangle it up. Wow.
Yeah, boy, we have a little bit of creep spread. We have a drone where he's ready to spread that creep and even throw down those spores. The spores are the best anti-air you can have as a Zerg player. Right now, Demi, oh my god, he's in such a rough place. He's making a lot of mutas. He may decide to go across the map. We'll see how he holds here. Oh my god.
Well, I definitely have my doubts about the usefulness of the mutas back at home for defense. So, yeah, I do think the best use of them right now would be to force MeomaikA into an all-in that he cannot win.
Yeah.
He's actually using the Lings for that.
Yeah, exactly. Lings are just going across the map. There's nothing at home to defend. To be fair, there is a Nidus, right? And you can rally back across the map instantly as long as the Nidus stays alive. But yeah, interesting decision here by Demi. Probably the correct one because, again, he's holding with Lings and mutas right now. Oh, loses the Queen. 2 queens.
Yeah, it does lose 2 of the queens already. And also high energy queens.
Exactly.
He needs those transfers available to him. Meanwhile, the third base will go down right now. Demi taking such an advantage here.
Exactly. Killing 2 queens like that is actually huge. Like, MeomaikA really messing up there. Another queen goes down for free. Mate, you can't do that. You need that energy for transfuse.
Yeah, I feel like MeomaikA is a little bit used to these queens being used to just chase down overlords here and there. Not so much when it comes to a fight like this.
Exactly. Like, MeomaikA is he's taking too much time to push into this natural. Like, he was here like 2-3 minutes ago and he's just been chilling outside. I mean, to be fair, he has slowly been spreading creep. He has slowly been making these spores, even making more spores here, making Ravagers. But the longer he waits, more Hydras will pop out as the Hydra Den is done.
Yeah, the longer he waits, the more Hydras will pop out, the more the mutants will be able to do across the map, the more these spine crawlers are going to get more damage in. How the transfusions looking? They're decent right off of MeomaikA. The army is nowhere here to support the spines. Here comes around the wing, Lings, but meanwhile across the map, whole bunch of drones just going to go down.
Exactly. Demi's just going for the base trade. He knows he can't win a head-on engagement because of these spores. But the Nidus, can the queens pop out in time? Oh, it looks like
if it goes down, it's not going to be any anti-air.
Oh, it doesn't go down. The queens don't make it in time. They are in the Nidus, but they're waiting to pop out as we do have another Nidus, I believe, being thrown down in the May. I thought I saw it. I guess
those
not.
Are all spore crawlers, yeah.
Oh.
And MeomaikA just taps right out. GG, Demi holds and takes game number 1.
Wow, GG. I love the decision to go for the counterattack. At the same time, MeomaikA took his sweet time to push into that natural.
Very, very sweet.
Too sweet, mate. Oh my god. But yeah, GG, well played. Demi takes the lead in this series. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, and we will dive into game number 2 after this break.
See you then. And we are back. Gonna be jumping into game number 2 here of a best of 3 CVZ after what I describe as hashtag just Demi versus MeomaikA things.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, normally I feel like MeomaikA is usually a little bit more decisive. Demi was doing Demi things, right? Going to base meter, you know, he's done that plenty of times in the past. And MeomaikA, I do feel like he had the correct response. I mean, I guess the Ling run by kind of threw him off, you know. Same with losing a couple of mutas, a couple of queens here and there. It did feel like MeomaikA fell apart a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think the Ling run by, more than anything, was the turning point in that game. But that was just game number 1. We are jumping into game number 2 now on Romanticide LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. He is representing Alpha X from India. He is Demi.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
Straight up the top player from Southeast Asia. He's won more Grand Plepis Opens, more WC Weeklies than just about any other player out there.
Exactly. Oh boy, I mean, both players, they have had their kind of time in the sun, their own reign, if you will, when it comes to the online weekly tournaments. And again, like, I feel like on paper, we look at this series and MeomaikA should be the favorite here, but this is terrifying. Again, this isn't the best of 5, this is the best of 3. You know, Demi just needs one more, and he eliminates MeomaikA.
Absolutely, MeomaikA will have to come back next season. He's gonna have to be grinding through all of the online events once again. Have his place. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, you know, actually be seeded into the closer qualifiers this time. It will very much depend on how the EPT points get distributed, but it's definitely pretty scary right now for MeomaikA.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we are on a map like Romanticide, so it's going to be... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this map now, especially because of how game number 1 went. Like, because it's so much larger, it does mean that counterattacks take so much longer. I do feel like Demi, he wants to go mutas again, and he may even have a better time here on Romanticide.
Definitely. As you said, just a much larger, wider map here. Plenty of dead air for him to really take advantage of, at least when it comes to, say, Queens versus mutas, or Hydras versus mutas. But on the flip side, MeomaikA does not want to let the game get to that phase.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, and we'll see what his plan is here. Again, MeomaikA had a pretty quirky beginning to game number 1, and it was pretty enjoyable. You know, he started off with a 12 pool and all of that, and here we go. This is what I was waiting for. We have an Evo chamber first.
Another one of the openings MeomaikA really likes to do. Instantly grab that quick melee upgrade and just go straight across the map. Cancel as many bases as you can. We have seen in the past MeomaikA actually prioritize Carapace before melee, but that's a very opponent-specific kind of thing.
Yeah, it's happened before, and we've kind of scratched our heads when it has happened, but this makes a lot of sense. +1 melee is on the way. Again, as it normally is with MeomaikA, it is on his opponent to scout him and to figure out what the hell is going on. Again, this +1 melee does indicate that MeomaikA does want to Ling Flood, even throw down the Baneliness as well if need be, and this is very dangerous for Demi.
It absolutely is. He needs to get those Banelings out as quickly as possible, and to be fair, Demi knows who he's up against. He knows that it's better to be safe than sorry. He should be getting a couple of... There we go. Being a little bit more conservative with them for the moment.
Yeah, exactly, as Lings are flooding across the map here, looking to try and maybe apply a little bit of pressure here on the third base, but I like what you pointed out. You know, Demi, he didn't cut any corners, he didn't go straight into roaches or anything like that. He did throw down a Baneling Nest. With this, he should have enough to hold. It'll all depend on these Baneling connections.
And MeomaikA is not one to be known for. Sniping Banelings. Well, that was already the best connection I think Demi could have gotten.
Exactly. That was beautiful. MeomaikA pulling a little bit of a MeomaikA there. He's known in the community for not having the best Ling Bane micro for a reason, and he even throws down a Roach Warren behind this.
He does not.
Okay.
Circlings anymore, trying to go for a bit of a snipe here, but losing a little bit more than he'd like. The Ling flip from Demi is real right now. MeomaikA is trying his best to reinforce this, but again, he cannot get too close to these main Lings.
Exactly, and +1 melee isn't even done yet. It's about to finish up, but you know what? All the Lings of MeomaikA are already gone, forced to evacuate the natural base. And mate, what does MeomaikA have to defend? There's nothing here.
Nothing at all. The roaches pop out, but they immediately get surrounded. MeomaikA hasn't lost too many drones over here, and he does have the reinforcements. The defender's advantage really working out in his favor.
Yeah, exactly.
This entire opening has just been one massive miscalculation from MeomaikA.
Yeah, MeomaikA really did kind of fall on his face a little bit there. Thankfully, with these roaches and also with saving those drones, as you said, like he's still in this. Like he's only down, what, 5 drones compared to Demi. It's honestly not that bad, you know, and they're even equal on hatcheries.
Yeah, you can definitely try to out-macro your opponent over here as MeomaikA really just get a whole bunch of drones underway. Meanwhile, he's still trying to make use of that +1 melee, but Demi is making it considerably difficult for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are still waves of Lings coming out from MeomaikA, and it makes sense, right? He wants to apply some pressure, maybe take out this third base, maybe just take out the drones. At the same time, yo, Demi's waiting here with Baylings. Oh god.
Yes, you might as well get Burrow at this point just to entice the Lings and MeomaikA over.
That'd be amazing. But MeomaikA, he does get the turret. At the same time, a couple of Lings just chipping away at the third base of MeomaikA, just denying any mining there whatsoever.
Yeah, MeomaikA forced to retreat these drones back to, honestly, a base that wasn't saturated yet, so that's probably for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Again, like, MeomaikA hasn't lost too many workers. Like, I'm honestly very surprised by how well he's been able to defend, even without Banelings, you know, against pure Ling, which is impressive. But now we're getting into the stage of the game with roaches, and we still don't have a transition into, like, +1 carapace or +1 range attack, to be fair, by either player.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like Demi knows what he wants to go for a lot more than MeomaikA does. Here we go, a massive wave of Lings does come out. And Lings against roaches can be favored if you're able to isolate them.
Oh yeah, especially...
We're approaching critical mass, though, for Demi.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would say especially for MeomaikA, right, with +1 Lings. Like, as long as they're able to avoid those Banelings, they can soak up a lot of damage, they can deal a lot of damage, and MeomaikA can hold here. Again, it just depends on these 2 Banelings. Oh my god.
The most valuable unit in the world right now for Demi.
Oh.
But they will be deterred by the roaches, and MeomaikA is actually able to snipe one of them down.
Yeah, exactly. At the cost of drone, please. Go, what are you doing out here, mate?
I just want to be part of the fight. I can be a spy caller.
Oh god, he could, I guess. But at the cost of a queen, like MeomaikA losing a queen there was very hard. Demi does finally throw down his Evo chamber. His lair is about to finish up. What's surprising to me is MeomaikA is still just on hatch tech. Like he just doesn't care about the lair at all.
Which is very, very surprising, as you said, but also extremely worrying for both players at this point. MeomaikA has no transition in mind, but at the same time, because of that, he's looking to be as aggressive as possible. Demi is getting some defenses up right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. The Lings do get a surround.
Oh god,
it's a lot of roaches though.
Yeah, the problem is that I feel like this was a little bit mistimed. It would have been great if that happened alongside these roaches coming in, but now all the Lings have been dealt with. Now it's only roach versus roach, and Demi does have the higher numbers here.
It is super mistimed over here. MeomaikA just had to be a little bit more patient, maybe even get the lair out to get some Galarian Constitution going. It's possible MeomaikA just thought he already had Galarian Constitution at this point.
I would assume that, you know, he saw an opportunity and he took it, and to be fair, he got a really nice surround. He traded well with those Lings, but it could have been so much better if that was in conjunction with the roaches. So then the roaches, they wouldn't be being focused down because the auto attacks would be on the Lings, and then so much more damage would have been dealt, and it would have been a completely different fight.
And that was a point where MeomaikA had to deal damage. He had to sort of equalize the worker count over here, really try to slow Demi down, because again, he's already finished up that lair and working on Spire. MeomaikA only now starting the lair.
Exactly, this is not looking good for Mia. Like, Demi, he's getting into his game. We were talking about it, he loves his mutas. Spire is coming. And MeomaikA, he doesn't really have an answer to that right now. To be fair, MeomaikA has come back from this kind of position in the past with some crazy plays, but that's what he has to whip out now. He needs to turn it on here and now, otherwise he's eliminated.
And will he be able to do it is going to be that question. For a second, I thought he did by getting a ninja base down south, but no, that's just a bunch of links.
Exactly. Just nothing but links here for Mio, which to be fair could maybe like slip into one of the bases and deal damage. Right now he's trying to counterattack two ends at once with links to the north and links to the south.
Yeah, sort of distracting Demi a little bit, not quite falling for the bait. Yeah, Demi doesn't pull anything to deal with anything because he doesn't really need to right now. He will be losing a decent amount of roaches over here, but in the meantime, he's going to completely stop this attack in its tracks. MeomaikA, once again, not getting any economic damage.
Exactly, and that's what's important. Sure, Demi's using roaches, and MeomaikA traded very efficiently there, to be fair, but Demi doesn't care about his roaches. He cares about this, his mutas.
His mutas, his workers. We're now seeing Demi be almost twice the drone count of MeomaikA.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And Mio, to be fair, like he has a fourth base, but so does his opponent. Mio, what is this anti-air looking like? As I quickly check the units, Mio has 5 queens. That's it.
He just immediately taps out.